Hi, I'm Janet Kurtz, Editor-in-Chief of In Focus.
And I'm Madeline Bradford, the Associate Editor of In Focus.
And we're here this week with another episode of In Good Company.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're moving through the winter. We're almost ready to start event season, and we will be soon. But this week, we're going to take you inside a really exciting program that the Tennessee Department of Tourism Development has started.
So tell me about this. This sounds amazing.
No, it is called Sound Bites, and it is so cool. So I traveled down to Franklin to Southall, which is a beautiful space in and of itself, which kind of sets the mood for a luxury experience and really getting you immersed into the dining experience that you're going to have. What they have created is the Sound Bites campaign. And this campaign pairs food and music. And, you know, we've paired food and wine for centuries, so why not music? What is so fascinating about this is that they're calling this sonic seasoning, that music can amplify how people experience flavor.
Wow.
And this is not just like somebody making this up. Research shows that tempo and pitch and instrumentation can actually influence the brain and how it perceives sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami.
Really?
Yes. And so all these times that we've been stressing over our dinner playlists, there was actually science behind it.
To it.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So how does that work in real life? Like, what does pairing sound with bites look like?
Well, it's really interesting. So, and I'm going to tell you about this really cool aspect of it that they have on their website. But before I tell you about that, they actually had created 3 short films that span the state. So you have East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and then West Tennessee. And what they did is they paired chefs with songwriters. And those songwriters worked with the chefs and kind of took the initial flavor of whatever dish they were preparing.
Right.
And then they wrote a song with that. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So super, super cool. But here's the thing that I was just mentioning on their website. So I talked about that flavor. At tnsoundbites.com, you as a chef at home can enter a dish into this tool that they have on this website, and it will tell you what song pairs best based on the principal flavor of that dish.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
And then it will create a whole playlist for that dish. So you can create different playlists for the different courses that you're going to have in your meal.
Whoa.
I know.
That makes dinner party planning so much easier.
Right? I know. So I just was blown away by it. I mean, it was such a great experience. And of course, Chef Andrew Clamar and his team at Southall prepared this phenomenal dinner, and it was immersive. We kind of went from space to space, so you weren't just seated at a table for the entire time.
Right.
So that was really interesting. I mean, it was just such a progressive and fun way to experience this campaign that I just really am excited about it. So check out tnsoundbites.com and experience all you can with that because it's really cool. So the other thing that I was going to tell you about is we actually sat down with this year's co-chairs for the Ballet Ball.
Wonderful.
And you know, you've written pieces about the Swan Lake, the ballet that the Ballet Ball is themed after. So we sat down with Neil Krugman, Lisa Manning, and Julie Schneider to talk about the ball itself and, you know, talk about what guests can expect, but also sort of like the thought behind it in the process. And it just was so interesting. And we sat down in Lisa's home, which is just stunning, absolutely gorgeous. And it was just really a wonderful way to sit and spend an afternoon to hear their thoughts on Ballet Ball. So here you go, take a listen. Hi, I'm Janet Kurtz, editor of In Focus, and I am here with the Ballet Ball 2026 co-chairs, Julie Schneider, Neil Krugman, and Lisa Manning. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hey, well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. We're so excited to share this with our audience. And let's go ahead and get started. Ballet Ball's coming up, and it is a beloved event. But I think one of the things that we really want to share with our audience is just how impactful the Ballet Ball is and how impactful the ballet is for the community. So Neil, why don't you start us off?
Sure, and thanks very much. The Ballet Ball primarily benefits the ballet's educational and outreach programs. Last year, we had more than 23,000 school kids enjoy some type of artistic experience via our community outreach programs.
Wow.
We have 55 partner schools. The Ballet Ball is the largest contributor to our ability at the ballet to provide these programs.
That's fantastic. I think that it's always fun to see children and families come to so many of the performances, like the beloved Nutcracker, and that's always wonderful. Tell us about one of your favorite memories from the Ballet Ball. Does anybody have any favorites that they like to share?
I just love getting dressed up every year and seeing all our friends, and we're gonna have a beautiful decor. We're having a surprise tablescape that has never been done before at the Schermerhorn.
That sounds enticing. Well, Lisa, why don't you tell us about some more things that guests can experience at the Ballet Ball?
Well, the three of us are really excited because the ballet is doing Swan Lake, premiering it before the ball. And so we chose that as our theme for the ball. We don't want to reveal all the surprises, but there are some exciting things.
Well, what I'd love to hear from the three of you is what brought you to be involved in the ballet in the first place, or why you became supporters of the ballet in the first place, and what this means to you.
I'll kick off by saying, 15, 20 years ago, I was approached about joining the ballet board by a friend, and as a favor to the friend, I agreed to do so. Well, now it's 15 or 20 years later, and I've been happily involved and engaged up to my neck almost since that time. To me, it's the payoffs have been so important to me personally in terms of our ability to enrich the Nashville community, our support for this art form, which is in our hands both edgy and classic at the same time. And I think however one happens to be engaged in this organization, on the board side as a volunteer or through the many other avenues available, it's a really satisfying experience if part of one's goals are to try to make this community as good a place as it can be.
That's wonderful. Perfect. Well, what about you, Lisa?
Well, for the Manning family, our girls danced all the years that they were growing up, from preschool all the way through college for Emily. And so we went to the ballet because we loved it. Our girls did both classical and contemporary dance, and they loved the ballet. Then on a more personal note, Barbara Turner invited us for the first time, I think, to the ball, and then she just invited us regularly, and we just found that we loved it. So like all of the fine arts and nonprofits in Nashville, I think they do a beautiful job of serving the community, but the ballet in particular, I love that they serve so many children. As Neil said, I think over 23,000 this year, but 65,000 people in Nashville are served by the ballet in one way or another, and we're just really proud to be a part of that.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about you, Julie?
Well, as a boy mom, I didn't have any boys or at the ballet, but when we moved here, we wanted to get involved with the arts, obviously the symphony, the ballet, and the opera. And over the years, I've served on several manpower committees and then the development committee for the last couple of years. And so when I was asked to chair along with these two wonderful people, it was an obvious yes to support the community of the arts.
Oh, that's great. Well, I love that there's such a diversity among your answers too, that everybody does have their personal reasons, but then it comes together to really build a stronger community. What is it that each of you is looking forward to most about Ballet Ball this year?
As always, I'm looking forward to a good time and being able to make a meaningful financial contribution to the organization so that these great programs that we've talked about can continue and flourish.
So for me, if we reach our financial goals, then if we put on the show and gave people the experience we intended for them to have, that we three can sit together and have joy in that.
I'm looking forward to having one of the best years for Ballet Ball. We're off to a great start as far as fundraising. We already have 2 anniversary sponsors, Pinnacle Financial Partners, and the Sandra Chapman Foundation. So we are just going to go up from here and raise as many funds as we can to support the arts.
Thank you all so much for sitting down with In Focus today. We really appreciate it. Now be sure to look for our coverage both in the print magazine and also in good company after the Ballet Ball. Thank you so much for watching. This is In the Hot Seat. Well, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
So excited about Ballet Ball.
Me
I know
too.
you are too. That was your first event?
I know, I can't wait.
Yeah, so much fun. Next week, we actually start with some events. We have La Bella Notte Patrons Party, which we're really excited to cover that. And then you're going to the opening of Prime and Proper.
I am. And I actually went to the Hard Hat tour when they were still under construction. So
right.
I can't wait to see the finished product.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. So be sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. And remember that with you, our In Focus friends, we're in good company.
Cheers.
Cheers.